Welcome back to Good Evening KU. I'm Harold.
And I'm Kaylee.
So let's talk about Fergie.
That was definitely an interesting performance.
Okay, you say interesting, I say bad. It definitely wasn't something that I guess the audience was expecting, and most people on social media actually trashed her for it.
Yeah.
But two stars in particular came to her aid. One, I believe, Mariah Carey,
Yeah.
and the other being Wiz Khalifa. Mariah basically just said, don't listen to the haters, which I guess, being a Mariah fan, I know she has a lot of experience in not listening to haters.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would just say, like, Fergie, I personally don't think she can sing. And so, like...
That's a bold statement.
I just think that I think she probably needs auto-tune, so singing live probably was, like, the real her.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with auto-tune with certain stars. Ask Britney Spears, she's successful. Okay, so the next one is Oscars.
So I seen that Get Out was nominated for Best Film. Mm-hmm. So have you seen Get Out?
I have never seen Get Out. I hear a lot of good things about it, but I never had a kind of a desire to see it.
Right.
But I'm glad to see it being nominated. The rest of the movies, I did not know any of them. I hadn't heard of them. I never saw commercials for them.
Never heard of them at all.
But what is interesting is that Meryl Streep is being nominated, and this will bring her 21st nomination.
Okay.
She's only won 3 awards, but
Still.
another subplot to this whole Oscar thing is, what if Meryl Streep actually does win an award? Do we get another political speech somehow, which I believe we would, probably linking with the Time's Up movement.
Well, how do you feel about Angela Bassett never being nominated or winning?
It's a crime,
It
actually.
is. She's had to be in at least like 44 movies, and
I mean, she's been in a quite good deal of movies. One movie that I know that she was nominated for was as the best actress for Tina Turner. But Tina Turner she did not win the award for Tina Turner, in fact. But I feel she should win an award at some point. Her acting is definitely really good.
Very good.
But Mary J. Blige did get nominated this year.
I seen that for the movie Mudbound, but I've never heard of it.
I never heard of it, and I never expected Mary J. Blige to get...
Out of everyone.
Right. My mother said she can't even talk, so I didn't...
Oh my goodness. I think she should just stick to singing. But I haven't seen the movie, so I can't really say.
I don't mind crossover people.
Yeah. But mentioning Angela Bassett, did you like her role in Black Panther?
I liked everything about Black Panther, actually. Black Panther is an amazing movie. If you all have not seen it, I definitely recommend it.
I really loved the movie. Like, I just didn't want it to end, and I heard that the movie was supposed to be longer, but they cut out a lot of scenes.
Yeah, I heard it was supposed to be close to 4 hours, and I said, I want my 4
I
hours.
I'll block it. I would have sat there and watched it and just like loved it.
Me personally, I would block out a whole day to go see that movie.
Exactly.
4 hours, I was like, if I can sit through a Star Wars movie marathon, I can definitely sit through 4 hours of Black Panther.
A lot of people don't mind it being long because it's a Marvel movie. And usually Marvel movies are always really long. Like Avengers, that was like really long.
And speaking of superhero movies do not have a history of being nominated at the Academy Awards either.
That's very
In
true.
fact, the only superhero movie where a person won an award for Best Actor, Actress, or Best Supporting Actor or Actresses was, I believe, Heath Ledger, who played the Joker in The Dark Knight. And he got that award posthumously as he died, before the Oscars even aired.
That's just crazy because the movies are so popular and they break box office and records and make a lot of money and they're still not nominated.
Well, I guess they don't campaign hard enough as some people.
That's true. That is very true.
I hear you have to campaign pretty hard for a Grammy and an Oscar.
Yeah,
Which
is crazy. It should just be based off how well the fans react to the movie or the performance, just like.
Well, if that was the case, then Beyonce would have won her Grammy last year. But anyway.
Right, that's another story and another topic.
Well, I mean, I'm still salty. But anyway, well, that's all the time that we have today. So stay tuned. We've got a great show prepared for you. Next is Mike and Hayden with your news update.
shop local in the heart of the city, you support the people that make our community thrive. The money you spend here stays here, in this place we call our home. Lawrence, Kansas, where there's good old-fashioned hometown pride. Eat local, drink local, shop local.
News update.
Dick's Sporting Goods has announced that they will stop selling assault-style rifles and stop selling guns to people under 21, regardless of local laws. The announcement comes 2 weeks after the school shooting in Parkland, Florida, that left 14 dead after a teenager opened fire on his former classmates. Dick's also took to social media with a list of suggested gun reforms, including raising the age of gun ownership to 21.
In efforts to tighten control of classified information, Jared Kushner has had his security clearance downgraded. On Tuesday, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders insisted that the change in Kushner's security clearance will not impact his standing in the White House. This is not the only controversy Trump's son-in-law faces this week, as he is also being investigated for suspicious transactions at Deutsche Bank.
The Emergency Management Department at the KU Public Safety Office launched its new series focusing on the aftermath of disasters, emergency, and tragedy called Lunch and Learn. KU's PSO's goal is to help students, staff, and faculty from all backgrounds consider how they can develop resilience after a disaster occurs and to create a community environment where people can rally together when emergency situations occur. The sessions will take place in the upcoming weeks.
Next Monday, Jayhawks for Life will be sponsoring Sister Helen Pajon, an anti-death penalty speaker. In her book and movie, Dead Man Walking, she talks about how as a child she was isolated in her community and unaware of many important topics, such as the death penalty. Pajon plans to touch on topics such as racial discriminations, alternatives to the death penalty, and reasons to fund programs for murder victims' families. That will wrap it up for our news update. Next, we'll have entertainment.
Welcome back, I'm Katie. This is your top 3 entertainment update. First, the Kim K India Vogue cover. Following the unveiling of her March 2018 cover for Vogue India, Kim Kardashian has received harsh backlash for the lack of diversity. The KKW beauty founder has yet to make a comment. Next, a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot is rumored to be in the works, but with a slight twist. Fresh Princess has recently been trademarked by the company that owns Fresh Prince, but there are no statements that have been made as to when the reboot will take place. Lastly, Drake. For the 5th consecutive week, Drake owns the #1 position on the top Hot 100 with his single God's Plan, which was released a month ago. God's Plan is now just the 2nd song to be streamed at least 100 million times in the US in a 7-day period, following Harlem Shake. That's all for your weekly entertainment update. Next, we have our guest segment.
Have a nice day. You too. Have a great day. Thanks. You too.
Make someone's day. Pay it forward.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Dylan Rising. I'm here with our producer, Karsan. He's the one who works the board in the back. He makes everything look all pretty, and he's got a new show. So why don't you tell us about that to start off?
Yeah, so last semester, me and another student, Hannah Thurman, had the idea of creating a political talk show. So this semester has just kind of been about what exactly we want to do with it. So what we normally do is we have 3 uploads a week on our YouTube channel. It's just KPC News. We do a podcast Monday and Friday. Wednesday we do an actual newscast. Hannah focuses more on the legislative, or what I like to call the really boring side of politics, and I focus more on the cultural response to what's going on in our political atmosphere. Sometimes it's fun because you get to see people say really stupid things, so you can, make fun of them for doing that. But it's been very difficult this past week, especially what's happened in Parkland. So we've been focusing a lot on just everything around that and how it is affecting our country as a whole. So that's basically what we've been working on right now. So
It sounds like you guys are pretty busy. How do you go about doing all that stuff?
it's we really have no idea because a lot of our time does go into it. Luckily, we both really do care a lot about the show and getting everything right. So there are times where we come in to film our podcast and it can take maybe about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour to set up. We film for a couple minutes, but there have also been times where we were in here for 4 hours getting a script ready, and we try to have as much planned beforehand going in, but sometimes something happens while we are writing our stories, so we just have to completely rewrite everything, and yeah, it really does just depend on it. But luckily, a couple of students have caught wind of it and they've been interested, so they want to help out, which is awesome because I personally didn't know that there were more people who cared about politics, so that's good to know, and getting people involved, and that's kind of our main goal right now. So
It's good to hear you guys having like a nice reception. So what's your favorite medium to do everything on? So you have your podcast, you got your TV show, you got your broadcast. What do you
definitely the podcast because it's a newer form of media, and I like how you can really expand on your ideas of what you're talking about. With news, it's very condensed. You have 30 seconds to talk about a story that for a minimum needs 20 minutes of explanation, and that's very difficult, and I honestly just don't have fun with that. So podcasts are a lot more interesting. They're more laid back. We can get whatever type of information we want and actually have a discussion on what we're talking about, where, if I say something and Hannah doesn't know what that means, oh, what does that mean? Or I actually don't agree with you on that because this means this. So I think it's a much more open way of talking about what's happening in the media, and I like that a lot more. So.
Well, that's good. So your position in that is obviously a bit different than here. So here you're more of behind the scenes, and there you're on camera. Which do you prefer to do?
It really depends. I like doing both almost as equally. I think they both take the same amount of hard work because whenever you're in front of the camera, you have to prepare your script, and that takes a lot of work, where whenever you go back and edit, that can take just as much, if not a lot more work. So I think some days I enjoy being behind the camera a lot more, but other days I really like being in front of the camera. So it really just switches. So.
Was there anything else you'd like to add? Where can you check out your show?
Yeah, so if you're interested in this show, it's on YouTube. You just have to search KPC News, and I think we have 1 or 2 subscribers, so we'd really like to increase that number. So check it out.
I'll hope you get a few more. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back. I'm Alika.
And I'm Kiara, and this is your Good Evening KU Sports Update. The track team will be sending a number of athletes to the indoor national meet next weekend in College Station, Texas. Junior Sharon Lokidi qualified in the 3 and 5,000 meter runs, as well as the distance relay. Senior pole vaulter Laura Taylor also qualified, as she is ranked 7th.
On the men's side, sophomore Bryce Hoppel will run the 800 meters, while seniors Barden Adams and Nikolai Sebon and junior Hussein Ali Hazam will represent the Jayhawks in the triple jump, shot put, and pole vault respectively. Competition will be held March 9th and 10th.
Both the baseball and softball teams will head into March with winning records. Baseball is 5-2, and their next game will be a 3-game series against Texas Southern this weekend at Hogland Ballpark. The softball team is 12-3 and hits the road this weekend for a tournament in Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
The women's basketball team lost to Iowa State last night to close out the regular season. The Jayhawks finished in 9th place in the Big 12 and will play Kansas State in the first round of the conference tournament. Tip-off will be this Friday at 6 p.m. in Oklahoma City.
The men still have one more regular season game to play, and that will be on Saturday against Oklahoma State. The Cowboys beat the Jayhawks on February 3rd in Allen Fieldhouse. KU has already clinched the conference title and will receive a first-round bye in the tournament next week in Kansas City.
And speaking of men's basketball, senior Devontae Graham has been named one of 10 semifinalists for the Naismith Trophy. Last season, Frank Mason won the award, which goes to the NCAA Player of the Year. The list will soon be cut to 4 by a voting academy, where fan votes count for 5% of the total vote. So get out there and vote for your favorite Jayhawk.
And that will wrap it up for today's sports. Keep watching as Brittany is going to tell us about this weekend's weather.
Welcome back, everyone. If you love spring weather, then this is the weather for you because it has been very nice these past few days, and it's nice currently right now temperature-wise outside. Right now in Lawrence, we're setting a temperature of 55 degrees, so very nice, pretty moderate for this time of the year. We are above average, though, so this is not normally what we're at for the end of February as we head into March tomorrow. But one thing that's kind of sad is we have a lot of cloudy skies right now, some stratus clouds that are sticking around, making it a little bit gloomy, although winds are nice and calm out of the east, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Big change from yesterday when we had those really windy conditions. As you were walking to class, it was pretty windy. So very nice this evening if you have any nice plans for this evening. But again, we're having some technical difficulties, I think, again with this clicker. So I'm going to need someone to step in. Thank you so much. So here are your weather headlines. We are going to, today we had nice cool temperatures, although we did have those cloudy skies that sticked around. Temperatures as we end this week are going to be fairly mild. We're going to cool down a little bit, but warm up as we head into this weekend. So big warm up on its way, but we do have a chance of rain as we head into this upcoming Sunday. So you can see right now, this is your visible imagery of right now live shot. We do have those cirrus or stratus clouds that are sticking around, giving us those gray skies, and also the chance for some precipitation possible as we head into this evening and overnight hours. Right now, nothing much going on, but there is that chance for it later on as we head through. And that is because on your surface analysis, you can see we had a large cold front move through the area. It is right here currently, and that is what's causing majority of the issues for the area. But right now, it's all to the east of us. And you can see that here on radar, it's all in lower half of Missouri and mainly in Arkansas. So they're getting hit with some rain right now. We are calm as of now, but again, later on into this evening and overnight hours, there is a chance for maybe a few drizzles and sprinkles, maybe as you're driving and have any evening plans. Temperature-wise, though, or what to expect, though, for this evening concerning these showers, though, nothing much. For this evening, it's going to be very nice. Temperatures right now, like I said, 55 degrees. We're not going to drop off that much as we head into later on this evening. Only going to be about 48 by 9 o'clock tonight. So very nice. The rain, again, is a possibility, though not very high, but still, though, keep in mind if you have any evening plans later on tonight. So here's your rainy Sunday, Monday, because the rain's not over yet. The next storm system's moving in Sunday night into Monday morning. It's going to be raining during that morning commute, so very interesting on Monday as we start off this new work week. And then also light showers and lows of visibility is what we're going to mainly be dealing with this storm. So nothing serious, mainly just rain in the form of it. And it's going to mainly move out by noon also, so it's going to come in and be out pretty fast for your Sunday into your Monday. But here's your extended forecast, fairly nice. You can see for your first day of March, temperatures of 53 degrees. Going into Friday, pretty nice as well, those nice, clear, sunny skies. Saturday is gonna be nice too with temperatures in the 60s. Looks like it's gonna be the nicest day this weekend. But going into Sunday, that's when that storm chance moves through. Temperatures are gonna drop a little bit. Going into Monday, we will have more chances of rain continuing on due to that storm system that are moving through. And also temperatures are gonna drop a little bit, not very cold, still above average. So overall, a very nice weekend and a start to your new work week. Thanks for tuning in everyone. Stay tuned. Or actually, no, sorry. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Stay tuned and yeah, bye.